Okay, guys, I will give you a quick overview of the process. You have an idea of how we get as you might see, this is intensive in terms of machinery, equipment, buildings and stuff. Because gold here is not in the old fashion that you just wash it and it's there, and it's yellow and it's ready to use. The gold we have here on the mine is in 18 microns particles, which is about 1/100th of the width of a piece of hair. So it's really small. And in order to process, we have to grind the stone up to a point and then boil it, cook it. And from there, we have a chemical process to separate it from the stone. In general, what we do is we take the material out of the earth in big chunks, big pieces, about meter so in diameter, and we deposit it in the building we saw when we were coming out. That building over there at the end of this belt, and this is the primary crusher. This crusher, basically what it does is just mold down the pieces, just chunk it and make sure that it doesn't go bigger than the piece of a watermelon or big orange. From there, it's deposited in this area we have here, that belt, and below that concrete area you see there, there's the feeding point for a secondary belt that will conduct the material onto that building you see there, where the material will be reduced even more, just to make sure that it's about the size of a pebble, something like this. And from there, we put it in mills, still small mills that usually crush it up to the thickness of dust. That dust is then mixed with water. We check for a nearby reservoir, and that water will also be taken from that pond we see over there. That is one of the legacies we had from the former operation. That slurry that will produce there, then will be pumped into the autoclaves. So from the source, from the pit up to the crusher will be conducted in trucks. From the primary crusher up to the slurry plant, it will be conducted through belts, and from there it will be pumped in a semi-aqueous format. Then it will enter the autoclaves, which are just big, huge ponds, pressure ponds, in which we have all the material then heated and injected with pure oxygen. And one of the qualities that the material has is that when it's in the presence of oxygen, it will generate heat. So we will have something like 240 degrees centigrade inside the autoclaves. Also, we have about 600 psi's. That's a huge amount of pressure, and that will accelerate the process of producing gold, separating gold, and dissolving the sulfides and converting them into oxides, and then releasing the small particles of gold that we were looking after. As you see, this part of the process is one in which we end up with two main subproducts. One, a huge amount of acid. I will explain that later. It's already time. No, not really. We have a blasting today, and this is just making sure that everyone is aware that in half an hour we have a blasting. So what we'd end up with after the autoclaves is two main products. One is a huge amount of sulfuric acid that would be the consequence of boiling and mixing all the material. and enrich sludge that will be where the gold and the silver and the copper is. This plant is not just dedicated to producing gold and silver, it also produces copper and eventually will produce zinc in huge amounts. On the other side, you have, in order to be able to neutralize and to cancel all that acid that will be produced, we have a limestone producing pit, and we will process that in this ovens, in these kilns you have right in my right, and that will produce live limestone. That material, when mixed with acid, will produce something like gypsum, synthetic gypsum, that is no longer reactive to the environment, that will have no impact on the environment other than occupy a designated space. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, what the material, the brick you said, I mean, that's what you give to the company that process.
Yeah, that's what we export.
We separate it?
So we have this brick is made out of gold and silver. It's called doré. It's a ugly looking piece of silver of material. And the other thing is that really heavy. A brick such as it goes for about 160 kilos.
Yeah.
So it's really heavy, even more heavy than lead. And that material then is sent to refineries and they separate silver and gold. Good. Any more questions here?
Great. Where is the gold?
It's all around us.
That's a brilliant question.
Show me the money, right?
So this lake,
You're sitting on a...
that's the artificial one you get?
That's the Mejita Lake, the Mejita Pond, and this is one of the legacies that we have from the former operation.
But it's better already. I remember the first time I came, it still looked reddish, like more red.
Yeah, it used to be more reddish, but this is a high intensity pluviometry we have here.
Yes.
And some of the reddish water we had there had been diluted by rainfall, and some of the new red water that would come in and change this is being diverted to different areas of the plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are you going to start production?
Production will start around May next year. May 2012.
This is exploration.
Right now we're in the process of construction. We're about 75% completion. In some areas already been finalized, others are still in the process.
You already signed a contract with the government for production?
Well, the contract with the government was before even starting construction.
What are the kind of environmental factors that
The main one would be the acid rock grains, because it is significant, and the impact it has on the environment is quite high. So containing that and making sure that no acid rain goes on the waterways is worry number one. Proper management of products and reactors is priority also. We use cyanide as part of our process, and cyanide and other chemicals are something that we take really seriously. If not properly managed, it could have negative impacts on people. We just make sure that it does not happen in our project. And the third one, and maybe in the wrong order, it will be safety for our people, making sure that everyone is safe every day back home.